So if you are followed by that celebrity, those celebrities, and those senior people at those companies, it's gonna look good. Don't say, can you follow me on social media? Please don't do that. Don't do that. But if you are able to exchange socials, it's gonna work in your favor. What's up, people? I'm Viv May, the official multi-nut queen. Ask about me. And this is the Creative Survival Guide. In these episodes, I share with you all the lessons that I've learned over the years and a couple of tips and tricks that are going to help you on your creative journeys and also be a reminder to me. The creative life is not easy. It is not peasy. It is not lemon squeezy. Okay? And I know that the temptation to just give up, forget about your dreams, forget about those big plans is so real, but you cannot do that. I can't have you do that. We want to see what you have to offer, so I need you to stay locked in to the dream. So if you're an actor, a writer, a DJ, a singer, any kind of musician, a designer, photographer, videographer, entrepreneur, this is for you. So let's get into it. Honey, if you don't network, you won't get work. Them's the rules. And I know what you're thinking, but I have a really great product and my song's really great. That should be enough. No. But what if I just, really focus on my skills and surely my art should do the talking? No. Can't I just send a few emails? No. I don't make the rules. I'm so sorry, but this is the real. Now, most people don't like networking. Some people do. They're lying. But most people do not like networking. You have to leave your house. It's really uncomfortable. It's kind of cringe sometimes. You've got to talk to people that you don't know. It's all a bit, can feel kind of beggy as well. But if you want to really progress in your creative career, it is necessary. Necessary. Just because I spelt it out to emphasize just how important networking is. You might be thinking, Viv, please, you're a performer. You're used to being on stage. You find it easy talking to people. You can't possibly understand how uncomfortable it is to go into a networking situation. People, even for me, going into situations where you do not know people or don't know them very well and having to sell yourself or get something from them, that is universally an uncomfortable experience. At the very least, it's kind of awkward. And then for a lot of people, it's really anxiety inducing. No one escapes the uncomfortableness of the whole networking thing, no matter how hard they try to pretend. I know there are people out there, as I mentioned, who say they love networking. No, you don't. No, you don't. Maybe they're really good at it. They've learned to put on a mask and kind of get it done. But inside, they feel just the same, I promise you. And if anyone says, I love networking, come to my networking seminar. Let me teach you how to enjoy it like I do. If you asked them, okay, you have two options. You go into one room with all your friends and family, people that you know, and you have to share your idea with them in the hope that they'll invest in it. You have to go into another room, you know absolutely no one, and you have to share your idea in the hopes that they'll invest in it. They've both got the same amount of money. They're both willing to invest. Which room would you rather go into? Exactly. Don't lie to me. I say that to say, I feel you on the whole, I don't like the networking thing. So let's get straight to business. First of all, let me share with you how not to network. I'll give you the real here. So this is what I did. Back in the day, when I was fully coming for Beyonce's crown, I've spoken about this a few times, I went to this networking event at Tile Yard. Those of you who know, you know. There were drinks, loads of people from the industry there. I went business carded up. I went to this event and I was just talking to everyone and anyone. I was on some, hi, I'm Viv May. I'm a singer and songwriter. Oh, what do you do? Here's my business card. Here's my business card. Here's my business card. Hey, here's my business card. Have you got a business card? I've got a business card. Want to take my business card? I'll take your business card. I did all of that, did the most. I got home, I thought, oh, well done me. I networked today. Didn't do anything with those cards the next day. Following week, I think I decided to look at them. I didn't know who was who. I didn't know who I'd talk to, who could help me in my career, who was worth collaborating with. It was a complete waste of an outing. Don't do that. Another time, I went to another music event somewhere in, I think it was Old Street or Shoreditch, one of those places. I was drinking the wine, I was talking to people, drinking. I thought, you know what? I'll just chat to people. That's what I'll do. I'll just chat to people. I didn't go in with any kind of objective. And what happened? I spoke to people, exchanged a few like Instagram, you follow me, I'll follow you back. The next day, hangover, drunk too much. And also, I didn't know who was who. I'd followed people, but I didn't really know who they were. Again, a waste of an outing. No objective. What's the point? That is not how you network. Side note, at these poor attempts of networking, I used to be like, hey, I'm Viv May, I'm a singer-songwriter. Oh, hi, yeah, what's your name? Oh, I'm Viv May, I'm a singer-songwriter. Don't do that. Don't do that. Announcing like who you are and what you do right off the bat, it's just kind of icky. Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't realize it at the time, but now when I go to certain events and people come up to me and they just open with, hi, I'm this and I do this, I'm just like, okay. It feels a bit, don't do that. So we know how not to network. Don't do what I did. But how do you network effectively when you don't really like networking? I'm going to share it with you. They don't teach you this in school, but I've got you. I'm on your side. By your side, by your side. Big up, Bray. Every time, every genre. Killed it. First of all, have a clear objective. If you're going to a particular event, what do you want to get from this event? What is the mission here? If you go in with a plan, with an objective, you will be motivated to achieve it and feel a sense of like, yeah, that was worth it. You feel good about yourself. It doesn't feel like a waste of time. A clear objective is essential. You should always be aiming to connect with at least one to maybe 3 maximum people, I'd say. If you connect with more, fine. But if you set out to connect with 1 to 3 like people who you can work with in the future, who you really want to continue a relationship with, then that's great. I think that's the sweet spot. Talking to too many people, exchanging too many business cards, it can be a bit overwhelming. You don't quite know where to start, and also you won't remember them. 1 to maybe 3 people is a good number to connect with and like manageable to follow up with. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be doing the, oh, hi, I met you at the event yesterday. I'm da-da-da-da-da. Hi, I met you at the event. I'm da-da-da-da-da. Hi, I met you at the event. How many times can you send the same email? You can't. It's overwhelming. Don't do that to yourself. Here's a special tip for you. When you go to these networking events, don't talk. Just listen. If you feel uncomfortable about announcing what you do and that's all a bit icky for you, don't talk. Obviously you have to talk, but what I mean is, don't feel like you need to talk about yourself right off the bat. Go to the person closest to you or someone who you think you might want to connect with and just ask them, what brought you to this event? They start talking. Okay, cool. And what do you do? Let them talk. People love talking about themselves. So ask questions. Ask them what they do and be interested. Pay attention and then ask follow-up questions. If perhaps they're a musician and they're looking for, I don't know, a photographer or someone to collab with, if you're not a photographer but you know someone, then say, hey, I can connect you with this person. Oh, okay, I might know someone who you can work with. That way you've helped them with their mission for going to the networking event. You've made like a genuine connection. They'll be grateful, they'll respect you for it. And then it's like a natural way to have a conversation with someone at this networking event. They're going to ask you what you do, and then that's your time to say, I'm doing this and I'm here because of XYZ. I'm sure if they can, they'll try and help you achieve your objective, whatever that is, or at the very least, you do a little follow, and then you keep it moving. I have made plenty of Insta besties in this way, and to this day we support each other. There are some fashion girlies out there who we are Insta besties. I'm not one of the fashion girlies, but I'll be liking your posts. I will share your stuff. They come to mind when opportunities come up, and they have sent opportunities my way as well. Car making a lot of noise, you know the vibes. Ask them questions, be interested, and add value if you can. I'm sure you can. Now, to contradict myself, because this is my channel and I'll do what I want to. Sell. Sell. Sell yourself. Sell your art. Sell your services. Sell your product. If your objective is to get more customers or to build your audience, then you need to sell yourself. If getting more followers is the mission, or getting more subscribers or getting more subscribers is the try and say that quickly, or getting more subscribers is the mission, there we go. You try and say it quickly. See if you don't trip over your own words. Thank you. Then let's get to the mission. Just be real. You don't have to be that kind of over the top, like cheesy salesperson. No. Here's how you sell yourself in like an authentic way and in a way that's going to connect with people. Just be real. Be enthusiastic about what it is you're talking about. Whenever I'm talking to people about my audio comedy drama, The 30-Year-Old Failure, let me just put that up. Doing what I can, but it never seems to be enough. Guess I'm a 30-year-old failure. I always light up when I'm talking about it because I love the show I made. I love audio drama. I really think the industry should be a lot bigger than what it is now. And when I talk to people about it, I naturally light up. I naturally get excited. And because of that, they want to listen to it. They're like, oh, where can I find it? And I'm like, oh, look here, Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts. And there and then they will usually give it a follow or bookmark it to listen to on the way home. So in the same way, whatever it is that you're selling or sharing or you want people to subscribe to, when you talk about it, be enthusiastic. Light up about what it is, light up about your art, and they're gonna take notice. Okay, to contradict myself again, because I can. When you go to networking events, if the goal is, I need investment, okay, for my project, then this is what you need to ask for. Say what you want. This is not the time to, let me see what they do and can I add value? No. This is not the time to, let me just be really enthusiastic. No. If you need investment, if there is something specific that you need, it might not be investment, it might be something else. If there's something specific you know you need, if that's the mission, you cannot be backwards about coming forward. You have to let people know. Backwards about coming forward. Like you can't move forward while you're going backwards. Backwards, coming forward. You know what I mean? And here's how you ask. First of all, say, this is what I'm looking for, XYZ. Do you know anyone who can help me with that? Is there anyone you can recommend? You've given the person you're talking to a task now. Generally, people are quite helpful, and if they can't directly help you, they'll start thinking about who they know, who they can connect you with. You've got them doing the work for you. Do you know what? And you've been quite clear about what it is that you need. It also makes you look very organized and about your business. Very clear about where you're trying to go and what you need to get there. There's nothing worse. I'm so sorry if this has been you, but also you have to low-key get dragged. There's nothing worse than someone coming to you like, I'm trying to do this. And it's all very vague. They don't say exactly what they need. They don't have any idea in terms of like number or figures. They can't share with you what they've tried already. It's just, I'd quite like to have this. I'd quite like to get, do you know what it's like? Separate example. It's like people who say, oh, you're in great shape. Oh, I'm really trying to get in great shape. What shall I do? Like, what have you tried? What do you mean by great shape? What is great shape to you? Are you trying to turn your arms? Are you trying to snatch your waist? Are you trying to put on like some weight? Give me something. Give me something. Are you looking for a personal trainer? Are you looking for a new gym? Are you talking about diet right now? Like, yeah. In the same way, if you're like, I want to grow my business. Okay, specifically, what do you need from me to help you do that? Or I'm trying to get my music out there, you know, I'm just trying to get it out there. Great, yeah, I mean, you should. Your music's great, I'm sure it's great, but what do you need from me specifically? Be direct, say what you want, be clear on what you need. Okay, my loves, my love, my loves. Do you, as if I've got time to be singing. I need to be out of here. I've got somewhere to be. This was not good time management. We move. Okay, so you've been to a networking event. You've made a few connections. Now you have to follow up. Success is in the follow-up. It's not in the initial connection. I promise you. Now, as I said, I've been to Tile Yard in the past. I'd been to quite a few networking events. Hadn't really made connections that were useful, just keeping it 100. But then I started to figure it out, yeah? I started to clock like what I actually needed to do. So I remember at another Tile Yard event, they have loads, I was talking to someone quite senior. And through our conversation, I realized he was quite senior. And at the time, I was trying to get more songwriting opportunities, right? To write for other artists, you know the vibes, write for some other artists. They'll see how great your writing skills are and then suddenly you're in there. Singers, you know. So I was talking to this person and I said how much that I wanted to write for some other artists. I had all these ideas, and we exchanged information and he said, okay, get in touch so that we can give you some opportunities. Listen, the next day, I emailed the execs or whoever it was who were the people to contact for like pitching opportunities, right? For songwriting opportunities. I contacted them and I CC'd the senior person I'd spoken to. And I was like, oh, hey, I was speaking to I won't say the name yesterday, and he said to reach out to you about some opportunities. I would love to write some songs for your artist and see what happens. It's who you know. Because I CC'd that senior person, they knew I'd had a conversation with their boss, so whether they liked it or not, they had to give me an opportunity. Okay? Sometimes you have to do what you've got to do. It's who you know. And I did get some songwriting opportunities. Don't ask me how it went, but I got the opportunities, okay? I got the opportunities, and that's what we're trying to do. Sometimes things take off, sometimes it doesn't, but you need to at least get your foot in the door by networking. If you met with someone and you discussed collaborating, follow up. Follow up with them and drop them an email, message them, say how great it was to speak with them. See if you can get a date in the diary for you to collab, get some work done and start moving things forward. Be proactive. If it was someone you connected with and it's not really about collaborating at this time, then drop them a message to say how great it was to meet them so that you've got that connection, you've got that kind of like paper trail. And then if the time isn't right to share your work with them or to collaborate in any kind of way, just interact with their posts. Social media, on LinkedIn, wherever, just be present, okay? So that you haven't just met this one time and then disappeared. Be present, and then in time, when there's an opportunity to collaborate, or you have something you want to share with them, or you have a favor to ask them, you can then send that more kind of direct message, and you will be in their minds because they've seen you obviously at the event, but they've seen you kind of on the socials supporting what they do through your interaction. Now, you're wondering, what type of events should I go to? I'm glad you asked. General networking events are great, obviously, but what's also great, which you may not have considered, is events that aren't actually networking events. If there is an artist or a business person or someone who you admire who is speaking at an event, they're on a panel ideally, go to this panel. Buy your ticket, okay? You've got to spend money to make money, and go to this event, this panel that they're speaking at, okay? That they're speaking on. 2 reasons. The people in the audience, the people that you naturally meet, are going to be of a similar mindset to you, right? So they're likely to be good people to talk to. So you're going to interact with people who could form part of your network and be a great asset to you in future. The second reason you should go is there is almost always a Q&A. My people, this is your time to shine. Now you're thinking, I could never speak in front of a crowd of people. I don't want to ask a question. Honey, prepare your question in advance. Make sure it's a good question, right? Something that's going to genuinely help you in your career and hopefully help some other people in the audience as well. Please do not ask one of those stupid questions. I say it with chest because that's how I feel. Don't ask, what do you do to relax? What? How my guy relaxes himself? How does the way he takes a nap? How does knowing why? Please tell me how that person's relaxation routine is going to help me in my career. I don't need to know how you de-stress. Good for you. I'm glad you take the time to de-stress, but that's not helping me move forward. Do not ask questions like that. Please. Doesn't help you, doesn't help anyone in the audience, just waste time. Now, when you ask your question, your very good question, because you're prepared, make sure you say your name clearly. Say your social media handles clearly. And then ask your question clearly. Or if you have a comment, make sure it's all very clear. Okay? And if you're bad, if you're really bad, get someone to film you. Ask the person next to you, if I get called on to ask my question, can you film me? If they film you, you can post it, you can tag the person who's speaking, you can obviously tag the event, they might repost you, they probably will repost you, and it's free advertising for you and whatever it is that you're doing. And if it's a really great question, maybe you go viral. And don't be afraid to shoot your shot. If you want to work with that person on the panel, tell them. Say, look, this is what I do. I would really love to work with you. How can I do that? Usually they are willing to help, and they might give you the contact information of their assistant or whatever, or even if it's a general one, they can direct you to where you can send your stuff, how you can get through to them, and they will have people monitoring their inbox. So when you email and you say, hey, I spoke to you at the event yesterday, you asked me to contact you here, they kind of need to follow up. Otherwise it looks a bit rude. So don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Okay, I know you are wondering about online, on Zoom. Can you see my screen? Remember those days? Yes, Zoom online, it is a good way to network with people. It is a good way to interact, but it's never gonna be in real life. Never, ever, ever. So by all means, request a Zoom meeting with people that you wanna connect with. Definitely do that. But if you can get a face-to-face interaction, nothing beats that. It's always gonna be so much more effective. So please, put on your clothes, get out of your dressing gown. I say that because I know we're all in our dressing gowns at home. Get dressed, go to a coffee shop or go to their office or go wherever, get out of your house and meet these people that you want to connect with in real life. Followers matter. Followers matter. I'm so sorry if that's not what you want to hear, but they really, really do. And I don't just mean having loads of followers. No. When you go out to these events, you connect with people, you share social, they follow you, you follow them. People who follow you act as your references, your referees. It's like when you'd send a CV to a company and they ask you for references, right? There have been so many situations, and I'm sure you've experienced it, where you meet someone new, you exchange socials, and then they're like, oh, you know this person, or oh, this person follows you. And it opens up that conversation. And it also gets them thinking, oh, well, if you know that person, then, and I know them and I respect them, then you must be someone like worth maintaining a relationship with. I know that sounds how it sounds, but this is how it works. I said I'd give you the real here. I'm giving you the real. I don't make the rules. So if you are followed by that celebrity, those celebrities, and those senior people at those companies, it's gonna look good. Don't say, can you follow me on social media? Please don't do that. Don't do that. But if you are able to exchange socials, it's gonna work in your favor. A benefit of networking that people don't really talk about is not just the it's who you know, and therefore, oh, you can reach out to that person when you need something. No, it's who knows you. If people know who you are and they respect what you do, they're going to talk about you in rooms that you're not in. There are certain rooms that you just won't have access to, but the person you've connected with does. And an opportunity might come up that you'd be perfect for. And because they know you, they're speaking your name in those rooms and they're getting you those opportunities. It's a two-way thing. They're not just doing you a favor. It obviously looks good for them if they can sort of connect you to someone who needs help in their kind of circle, in their industry, in that space, whatever space that is that they're in. Networking is so important, not just for what you can get, but how you can help others. You take a little, you give a little. You give a little, you give a little, you take a little. You know what I'm trying to do. Making a conscious effort to connect with people in your field to expand your network will advance your creative career. It's gonna take you to those heights, beyond the heights. It's gonna take you where you are trying to go and further. You have to network if you want to get work and then more work. Follow me across all the socials. I'm at Viv May Official. Let me know which networking tactic you're going to use. Let me know how you feel about networking. That's the alarm saying, go Viv, you're supposed to leave the house now. So that's what I'm going to do. See if you can get a date in the diary for you guys to... When you go out to these events, you connect... Oh, shoot. Now, when you ask your question, you... Shoot. I don't need this right now.